Hey guys! Hey guys! I can do zooming in with my new camera, watch this. Okay. Gotta find the settings, where are they? Got my tea. Oh, I don't need to move. Oh, headphones. I need a little something to get. Sorry, I'm just checking. Okay, I can have it. Sorry guys. I'm just trying to get it so it's not picking up the fan sound so much. This must be confusing for you. Oh, I don't think it is the fan, it's the sound fan. I think it's the kids outside it's picking up actually. That's okay. And we can zoom in. A little bit up. A little bit down. Very nice. Very good. So not sure what is humming. Hello? I mean, it's getting sound everywhere. We shall see how this goes for this session. Little bit down, little bit up. I'm such a perfectionist in certain things. Other things I'm too lazy. So hi guys, welcome to Ustream. I do these Ustreams every Sunday night at 6 p.m. and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. and you're welcome to join. You can call in through Skype. My Skype address is LisaCairns12 and you can also write me messages on there as well. I get lots of people writing to me and sending me messages, so just be aware that your question may not be answered, but there's lots of other people that will be answered, and I'm sure you'll be able to find something in that. So I'll read out my events. I do one on the 14th of October in Barcelona, and that's the 14th and the 15th, so that's Barcelona, Spain, so that's a Friday and Saturday. Then I do 14-day intensive retreat in southern Spain from the 18th of October to the 1st of November, but I think that might be fully booked now. And then online retreat on the 19th of November, then weekend talks in Milan, the 2nd to the 4th of December, and then London Talks 2016, 17th and 18th of December, and then India the 30th to the 20th of Jan. I'll be doing talks every day in India, Tiruvannamalai. And you can keep updated with my events by subscribing to my website. You just go on there and subscribe. And if you have problems finding my live stream channel or anything, you can find all the information out on my website, and there should be a link below which will guide you to it. And I leave chat on. On YouTube, and just in case there are any comments that are really rude or abusive, I leave you guys to deal with it, because I'm doing so many other things on this end that I can't check chat as well. And so what you guys have to do is you just have to report anyone that's being rude, and I'll leave you guys to collectively do that. I'm sure there won't be anyone rude, but a few weeks ago we did have that happen. And then somebody suggested, why don't I ask community people to do that, because I know that you love having chat on. So if anyone becomes rude, then you click on them, or you click on what they said, and you just report it. And if you all do that, then you will be managing that, which will be great help to me. And to subscribe to my page, I'm going to show you how to subscribe. And this is the video. This is the video of how you subscribe. So you just click send me notifications, save. So you click to subscribe. But obviously to subscribe you have to have a YouTube account. So you have to sign up to YouTube. I didn't make that clear before in my last broadcast. So you have to create a YouTube account. Then when you've got a YouTube account, you just press subscribe and send me new notifications. And if you call in, you can either have your video showed, or you can just keep your video off, and then it will just be your audio. But if you don't want your name showing, then please change your name in Skype. You just click on your name on Skype and you can change your name. But it's really beautiful, and people find it lovely that you share and do all these sorts of things. And if you're super scared, then you can just write me a message in Skype. But I like to just do some sitting at the beginning of the talk. I know everyone wants talk, 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 but look into that. Why do you want to talk? Because when you talk, it makes me feel better. So just breathe into that and see why it is that you want me to talk. And what you'll see is that everything comes down to seeking. Everything that you want outside of this moment comes down to seeking. This moment is complete. Your essence is complete. That doesn't mean apathy. That doesn't mean things don't get happened. It just means that your essence is complete. So the idea that you need something in the next moment is because in your body it's producing a lack. I am not enough in some way. There's this identification. I need something else. So it moves to the next moment, whatever it is, whether it be me talking, eating food, whatever it is. Here, that amness is it. And in these talks, I've begun to talk to the separate person more and give it advice. And I know that when I'm talking to that person, I'm not talking to an actual separate person. That person isn't actually someone. It isn't an independent entity, an entity that's whole and made up of stuff that does things and moves from one thing to the other. It's an appearance that's happening in every moment. But you can say to that separate entity, move the arm, and the arm gets moved. You can say, can you pass me the salt, and the salt gets moved. And it's not even, you're not even saying that to the separate entity, but the separate entity claims that and says, that's me, that's who I am. I'm the choice maker. I'm here. I can move my attention in the body, and I can choose to do things. I can choose to get up. I can choose to do a drawing. I can choose to drink my tea. But this isn't true. Simply the interaction and the appearances of choice are functioning. So if I say to you, touch your head, then you can touch your head. If I say smile, then you can smile. If I say sad, you can be sad. And if I say put your attention on your feelings, then you can. But that one that's appearing again and again and again isn't an actual separate entity. It doesn't exist. It's an appearance happening in every moment. But that separate entity is always trying to go into time and make it feel like it exists in time. It pulls out memories of what it did in the last moment, of what it did 2 years ago, of what it did 10 minutes ago, and it makes it feel like it's moving in time, and in this moment it's making a choice. And through that illusion, there becomes an energetic center, so it feels like somebody's having an experience, and then there appears suffering. Suffering is being somebody, a person in here that feels like they're separate, moving in time. And so when I'm speaking, there's two things happening. I'm guiding the person to become more relaxed. So I'm speaking to the person to become more relaxed. And then I'm speaking to something beyond that, which has got nothing to do with the person. I'm reminding life, and it's not like I'm reminding life, but there's a resonance with what I'm saying about all there is life. All there is what's happening. There's this boundless energy that's experiencing itself. That's totally free and never been sucked into the drama of the person. The drama of the person's always been appearing in it. So I'm speaking to that, and then I'm also speaking to that person that really feels overwhelmed by its feelings and its life, because once the separation happens, the more and more it's encouraged, the more and more suffering that happens, and the body feels very uncomfortable. So it gets very strong emotions, it gets repetitive thinking. And so on that level, I talk to the person and I show the person how it's seeking, what it's seeking for, and the illusion that's going on. I just should check my Skype to see if people are going, I can't hear you. Hi Renate. Oh Jeremy, you think my this one, I should use this one. Okay, I can move to that now. There's a lot of fans, is there? That's what I found with my other one as well. Okay. Change source. I thought I'd give it a go. So there, I'm now on my my headset. Oh yeah, I can see that it's not going up so much. Let me just change that on the other screens as well. Amazing, all this built in. Oh, it changes it all for me automatically. Nice. A different speaker describes self-inquiry quite differently. Could you describe how you understand self-inquiry? But can't you see this is all mind stuff, Sebastian? Just do what resonates. So if you resonate with their self-inquiry, then do that. If what I say resonates, then do that. Hello? Is it out of time now? Basically, I think it's out of time. No, it's in time. Basically, Sebastian, you think that you're someone that's awakening, but this is the biggest illusion. You're not actually somebody that's awakening. All there is appearances, and every moment the appearance of you, the illusion of you, appears freshly. And you think that that person's going to awaken itself, but this is just a daydream. That person's never going to awaken itself because it doesn't exist. So then you run around different teachers trying to weigh up what's the best teaching for you, completely ignorant to the fact that you don't exist. You've never exist. There's only ever been boundless freedom. So coming and asking me what self-inquiry is like or how self-inquiry works is a point. It's listening. It's just a heady thing. It's just you believing that you're in control of awakening.
You are not in control of awakening. You are not.
But if you resonate, if that person, that illusory person that feels like it's choosing, feels like it resonates with a certain way of teaching or a certain style, then that's beautiful. But it's a happening. Teaching for you, completely ignorant to the fact that you don't exist. You've never exist. There's only ever been boundless freedom. Hey, Dale.
Hello?
Is it Dylan? Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's quite low on this end. Sometimes, just to let you know that sometimes there's a delay sometimes on the YouTube.
Yeah. What, so you're quite far behind?
No, it's only a few seconds. Sometimes when you switched over to the headset, it comes back.
Oh, yeah.
Just to let you know, but I've turned you off there now anyway, so
Yeah. Can you see me okay?
I can see you. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, I don't really understand it. I'm still learning the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, sorry, this was a phone call coming through there. I just messed it up. So yeah, I love the new setup anyway. How are you doing?
Sorry? You what?
I love the new YouTube
Oh,
setup. It's
you
great.
do? Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, it's great. The comments and all on the side. It's really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I spoke to you before. I'm just ringing. I told you before. I've been going through the flip flop now for over the apparent 4 years.
Yeah.
And what's amazing now is I can see almost see the veil come up and down. If you, I wanted to ask you, like, in your awakening experience. Sorry if another call coming through. Was it like that for you? Like the veil, I can catch. What happens is that the veil is up, and then when it comes down, it is like I can see me becoming the thought, if you know what I mean. Like aliveness becomes the thought, and beingness is not there anymore, and then it falls back in, and it's like it's how do I describe it? It's it's really it's like you become it. Do you know what I mean? And you can see yourself becoming it, like, and then dropping back in when the veil comes down.
Um,
And
I don't,
when, sorry,
I don't remember that because maybe when when the awakening happened here, um, the way that it used to happen in me was sometimes I'd have these really big awakenings, but what would happen day to day was sometimes I'd feel really tight energies of suffering and I'd feel really uncomfortable, and then other times it would just be less and it would vary between being really open and feeling really expanded and then really tight and really contracted. And then finally this thing happened where it kept going out into my eyes, into everything, and then that sort of really changed everything. But
yeah.
it wasn't like I could see it coming up and down as such. I was always confused as to what was
Well,
happening.
yeah, I kind of remember now what I was trying to say. It's like I can when I can see, if you know what I mean, when I can actually see what's in front of me with my eyes now.
Yeah,
And what happens is, it's like what I'm saying is, you become the thought. You can't actually see. It's like you can barely see with your eyes what's in front of you. Like you look everything there that you fall into a dream. Like, if you know what I mean. It's hard to. It's like you become the thought, and you're totally in that image in your mind.
yeah,
And then, because right now I can see everything in front, but there's no thought in my head. There's just, I can hear the sound of my voice. I can see you. I can see what's on the computer, football match. And I can see now, but there's no thought here. And I can hear, like, the silence in my mind, like like a sizzling. It's like
yeah,
because there's no thought there. I can feel everything in the body. I'm quite nervous now, ringing you. I can feel the kind of nervousness in my hands and my stomach.
yeah,
But what's weird, because it's always the mind stuff that gets me lost. When I was talking to you the last time, you were saying there's different awakenings. So I kind of never knew that. I kind of presumed it was all the way it was happening to me,
yeah,
like so.
yeah,
So that's my experience of it, and I know that kind of thing of what you're saying, where you kind of go more into it, because I've been doing it a lot more, like just kind of going and sitting quietly on my own. The more I do it, the more alive it becomes, and the more you see that there's justice,
yeah,
you can,
yeah,
and the more you see that it is just a veil coming down, and I know they're only concepts that we can use, but you can see it. That's just my concept to use, that the veil comes down, and I am the veil. Then it's like you are the veil, then you're back to everything again. and that's how the flip flop goes for me, it seems.
Yeah.
But that's on a day, that's on a moment to moment basis, like,
Yeah.
you know. So, but the veil, the gap between the veil can be very, very long. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of distance. But even when the veil is up, for say, you know, and I become the veil, or even when the veil is up, sorry, there's still a sense of separation with no thought.
When the veil is, I think I got a bit confused when the way
When the veil is up and there's no thought,
Yeah.
but there's still a slight contraction in the body, and it's almost,
Yeah.
you can feel the veil in the background,
Yeah.
you know, kind of come through, and it's like you can. Right, you can still have thought, you know what I mean? Like, it's just you don't become the thought. So I can observe, like, there's a
Yeah.
watcher of the
Yeah.
thoughts, but you don't actually, what I was saying, the veil, you don't become the thought and get lost. Like, aliveness appears to be lost. I know it's always here,
Yeah.
you know, and that's been the frustration over the last few years. But it's definitely getting deeper and longer spaces between the veil, you know, and
Yeah.
I can see the aliveness. And like you say, sometimes I go out, it's like I'm going out, like Rupert Spira would say, kind of project yourself into the forefront of, like, the landscape or whatever, and you can see the aliveness, because, you know, it's like when the veil is up, like, and there's, you know, there's no thought. It's like you can see the aliveness on every object, and you can see the emptiness of it and the solidity of the objects. It's not there. Like, you know, you look
Yeah.
at, like, you look at my table or a picture of the wall, and it's all that aliveness, and they don't look solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So just shut your eyes a minute and just feel your body. So what is it, you don't have to answer this for a moment, but just that, what is it you'd really like to get out of this conversation? You don't have to answer
I
that, but
don't know really,
just
because it's really funny, Lisa, because there's a knowing here. You know, there's a knowing that there's nowhere to get to. You know what I mean? There's no relationship, you know. There's like drinking, and like I was doing all that, and I go to other meetings now which actually help me, you know what I mean? But I do like courses and stuff like that on psychology, and I know there's nothing in that, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's just, I just kind of wanted to call, because just to call, you know what I mean, for no
Well,
particular
just feel
reason.
it in the body though. Hang on, just take a moment just to feel what your body feels like.
Okay, I'm just going to try. Okay.
So just put your attention in the torso. The mind will keep wanting to not go there and keep jumping into the mind. But just feel what the body feels like. And just see if you can feel what you're really longing for in your body. You don't necessarily need to talk about now this conversation, but just what is it that your body is longing for? Not in a thought-wise way of any story about yourself or what's happening, but on a bodily level. Like, does it not want to feel anxiety? Does it want to feel happy? Where is the longing?
Well, there's a slight little anxiety in the lower stomach, in the torso, and I can feel the hands, but there's no thought here at the moment, and there's just that quietness and that kind of sizzling, as I call it in the mind.
Yeah.
Muji kind of calls it the sizzling, and I can get that, because it's like a
Yeah.
that's there right now. I'll just go back to being quiet again.
You'll find that if you put your attention on the discomfort that, or any anxiety, that there is some form of wanting something. It always comes with it.
Yes, I suppose there's, not to be keep talking about Rupert,
Yeah,
but he would say it's not to be trying to get rid of that anxiety or the suffering. It's to be willing to suffer for the rest, to feel that for the rest of your life.
yeah, yeah,
And I can do that. I can go there, and it always dissolves. It just seems that it's relentless. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's absolutely relentless. And I know what brings me into separation. It's usually a resentment or a sense of lack, as you say. Like
yeah,
it's fear and lack and other people and stuff like that. The separation would bring me into it. But there's great freedom here as well. There really is. There's great in the flip, in the flip flop when it flips. It is, and it's because, like I asked you before, it's not the same as realization, as you call it, or whatever. I know we can only conceptualize it, but it's a flip flop. So it's not. It's not totally collapsed. So I don't know what it is. I'll never know until I'm gone. And obviously the mind wants to know it,
yeah,
but I'm not. I can't get rid of that. I mean, it's gonna
yeah,
have to play out. I'm
yeah,
aware of that,
yeah,
and it's just no, I'm enjoying the awakening process more than ever now, to be honest. Like, because I've gone through a lot of suffering, and I kind of think that because I had so much, I don't know if this is true or not, but there was so much pain and suffering in my life from childhood, and traumatic and difficult upbringing, and a lot of addiction, in my adulthood, and a lot of stuff, like, and there was a lot of pain, and it seems like that there's a lot to come out, do you know what I mean? And that's why it's relentless for me. It
yeah,
might be a smoother process for somebody else, but I really must emphasize there was a lot of pain and suffering in,
yeah,
in my life, like
yeah,
from my parents. Both my parents have passed away, like from alcoholism and other things, and there was just a lot, do you know what I mean? I was
yeah,
on the streets from 11, but I did have an awakening experience as a child, do you know what I mean? In this very kitchen, this is my family home, and I'm living here all my life. I took it over from the family. I remember coming in the door there, and for suddenly something happened where I was looking at the table and I wasn't there anymore, and everything was alive, for a few seconds. And that memory's been with me all my life.
yeah,
And then after this awakening, it's the same thing, really, that everything
yeah,
is just it's alive together. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's
But it
beautiful.
is the nature of my mind trying to understand it, and until it collapses into it. It's going to be this way, and I
Yeah,
understand that. I'm not trying to change anything, but I kind of just wanted to call somebody that's there, because I'm nobody to talk about this stuff
yeah,
to,
yeah,
and it's quite difficult. And when I do get going on it, and sometimes you try talk about non-duality to other people, they haven't. You know what it's like. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They think you're a nut job. So,
yeah. It's just
but
hard though because I can't find your question, so I haven't got much response. Like I'm trying to find what you're
yeah, I know,
asking me.
because obviously your experience, because you said there was a flip flop, but obviously the flip flop for you was a was it not like on a moment to moment basis where the mind would cease, like to be a cessation of the mind?
Yeah, but still, when I
Or
was
was it like on a
it,
monthly basis for you where?
no, day to day, but when I was flip flopping, I had no idea about what the true freedom was because when you're flip flopping, you're just so confused by the seeking. You're always quite confused. So I didn't have it like you did, where it was really clear and then not clear. It was always very confusing. Like there would be great expansion, but even in that, like I didn't really register what that was.
So the stuff like I've described, like no thought, like there's no thought right now. Looking at you now, there's no thought. I can just hear speaking.
Yeah,
I can see everything in front of me. There's no
yeah.
dream happening. I can feel all the sensations in my body. I can see the aliveness is here. I can see it. Was it not like that? Are they and the sizzling, say the silence? Are they experience that you have now, or that you had in the flip flop, or
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like
like when
that.
your
But
mind is quiet? Is there a sound like silence has a sound, or
can't explain it.
Yeah.
I can't describe it.
What's there when there's no thought for you, like when there's no dream, like?
I don't really know what you mean by that because I still think.
Or is that more like what is that more as well? It's obviously a physical thing still, even if I'm hearing a sizzling or like like something like you'd hear in a when you're in a forest, say, and there's nobody around,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
it's still a sensation or a an objective experience, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that.
Mm.
But I don't
But
know.
I know what you're pointing to is more because I've had them experiences as well where there is it's like a
This is.
really
I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. This is too hard for me. This conversation because you're speaking on one level and then you're speaking on another level, and you're not
I go off the
aware.
tangent.
No,
Sorry.
no, no, no. It's not that. So you've got two things going on. It's really hard for me because it's like it sends me into like eyes go cross because you're speaking on the surface level and that's what you're aware of as the surface level, and then you're speaking on another level like an energetic or a deeper level, but the illusory you isn't aware of that deeper level. So it's like basically it's like there's a discord in what you're saying and what you're actually feeling. And it's really hard for me to read because I read both. I read the energetic more than I listen to somebody, and it's confusing to me.
Yes, well that's been the difficulty for me as well. Because I always flip flop through the objective side of it as well. I suppose trying to understand it and the actual experiential side of it. Um, I don't know. That's just what's happening here. I
Yeah,
can't explain it. It's not like this is being registered. It's an energetic shift, and it's irreversible. Like it's been here since the 4 years when it revealed itself. And
yeah,
this is the awakening process I've been going through, and it's exactly what many teachers describe.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
awareness and whatever, like in thought and then flip flop, and then the awareness gradually becoming the dominant sort of
yeah.
force. I know that's more Eckhart Tolle kind of thing, but
Yeah.
um,
But I can't.
yeah,
I can't read you. It's like I think we have to end this conversation because I can't. I can't read you. Like like what you're saying doesn't match up. I just can't explain it to you. I could tell you what you're actually saying to me, but then that might I just can't explain. I'm not saying that you didn't have these profound awakenings and that there isn't a really beautiful awakening there, but it's like a disharmony. Like you're saying this surface stuff, but you're not being real to yourself.
mm.
You've got to go into the body and explore what's in the body and explore what you're actually saying.
Well, I do. I mean, I've been doing that the last 4 years. I mean, there's times where, say, I just have my hands in my pockets and it'd be freezing cold, and all there would be a sensation of hands in my pockets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It'd be just whatever it becomes. Like you would say, everything. Say you become fearful, then everything is
yeah,
fearful.
yeah,
Or you say, yeah, everything is happiness. Then that's what tends to happen.
yeah,
Like here. I'm not very good at intellectualizing it to it because I don't know how to. You know, um, I'm not making sense, but I can only say what's going on here. And I suppose the question I was asking is it eventually the veil will stop coming down and it will be just this. I suppose that was the question, really. You know what I mean?
No,
That
there's not.
until
There's a deeper question, and you can, by yourself, you can go and explore that deeper question. That's not what you're really asking me.
hmm,
There's just something underneath that.
you can sense something underneath that,
Yeah.
like a suffering or a
Um, I mean, I could go in it fully with you, but um,
like a contraction, like a contracted person. You mean?
uh, I just can feel a vulnerability there that's not wanting to be vulnerable.
Mm, it's interesting.
So there's like a vulnerability, and you keep repeating a similar story, and it's like you're not wanting to just be vulnerable with me.
Yeah, well, that's been a trait, a
Yeah,
defect, I would say, in my life because of a lack of trust of people.
yeah,
So I would find it hard to be vulnerable
yeah.
because of being vulnerable in all my life, and then being, let down
Yeah,
or
I
not
would
received very well.
I would explore that on the psychological and the physical level, that sense of vulnerability and not wanting to be vulnerable, because it's all
Mm.
about becoming so totally vulnerable. And there can be awakening, but there's these old stuff that come up again and re-identify, and it feels like there's an element to you that's wanting to put a barrier between you and other human beings. And it now
Yeah.
uses like awakening and my story of awakening to put as a barrier,
Yes,
like that I've had
absolutely.
this,
That's
and
it.
you can feel it, and it's like your body to me, but I read very energetically, and so your body to me was out of line when it was speaking, because it was talking about this opening which I could sense in one way, but in another way it was saying stop, stay back, stay back.
Yeah,
And it was
that's
hard for
exactly
me
it.
to
That's
communicate.
exactly.
But you can, when you're by yourself, you can just explore that vulnerability and that sensitivity that you have, because it is a really scary thing, other humans. And I get the sense that it's totally about other humans and your relationship with other humans. And you can just, because this is what will make you contract or be a big contraction, is your
Yes.
relationship with other people. And then suddenly you go back inside. And it's all about vulnerability and people seeing you naked, not physically naked, but in your
Yes.
essence, because
Yes.
when you disappear totally, there's nobody that can be in relationship with someone. So you therefore have to be who you are, whatever that is,
Yeah.
whatever that is. So I would
I totally
really,
get that because that's been said to me before is that I use all this stuff as a that I cover up. It's to kind of deflect from myself or as a
yeah,
way to
yeah,
not. And that I've had that all my life. I've destroyed every single relationship I've been in, family relationships, intimate
yeah,
relationships, all of that kind of stuff because of exactly what you say.
yeah.
So
And
that seems to be what brings me contracted all the
so,
time.
yeah, so what I would do is when you're by yourself and you feel that wanting to contract and that wanting to move away, I would just go down and explore the physical sensations that you have in your body, and just try to remember times when you were very small and you felt vulnerable, and let it come up very strongly. If you don't feel safe at that time, just leave it and then do it another time, and let it come up really strongly, and then it will just come out of the body. It's just past patterns that keep coming back and go into
Yes.
the habit of being small and scared of the other, and therefore it becomes small and scared, so then it does the opposite, it goes strong and pushes. So
I completely get that. I completely get that. I can totally understand
yeah,
that. That's exactly my pattern,
yeah,
And it's mad because, I try to parent my own child in a way for it not to happen to her, like through attachment parenting. And I've always said that, like, peer orientation, like kids, they lose their vulnerability as they grow up,
yeah,
because you have to be tough, especially for boys. We kind of
yeah, especially
we're
for men.
parented really hard. We're not supposed allowed to share emotions, and I would have grew up with I would have undiagnosed ADHD when I was younger. I know that's just a label,
Yeah,
but when you're different growing up, a lot of bullying happens as well
yeah,
because you're quite extreme in your behaviour and you have poor impulse control, etc.
yeah,
And I would have brought that into my adulthood, and then I would have used addictions to kind of self-medicate,
yeah,
but it was all because of what you say, the fear of people. Because I grew up in a very fearful, violent home, you see,
yeah,
and there was a lot of extreme violence, and a lot
yeah,
of violence then in my own life, and it would have expressed that in rage,
yeah,
in my adulthood, and that's definitely what contracts me. And even though I'm awake here, I can see it's still in the body, and that's the point that I was trying to get
yeah,
to you, and you could see it yourself. So that's
yeah. And I
brilliant.
would
So that's the
just,
question, obviously, I was trying to get out,
yeah,
like.
and I would just because you're doing the psychology and you're studying psychology, I would, while you're by yourself, if it ever comes up strongly, really explore where the sensation is, because the sensation is the core. It's like the sensation comes up and then the thoughts are repeating and trying to escape, and they're the ones that will then tell another story of whatever it is, of non-duality, to try and escape that feeling of being vulnerable. So I try and go and then right behind that feeling, right behind that intense contraction when it comes, is the aliveness, is that freedom, is that beingness. It's not outside of the experience, it's in that tight energy. But the mind is so used to trying to run away from that tight energy. And the more that you don't run away from it, the more that it's allowed to be there, and the seeker stops trying to run off in thought and what it knows and its old patterns, then the more it dissipates. It's really beautiful. And this is the toughest part, the energetical side. Like learning non-duality is easy, but the energy coming out of the body is really tough because it can be really painful at times.
Absolutely, but like the shift has happened, like that I know, and I know that's still the separate person saying it, but the separate person obviously has to know it because it's there, so we can speak about it. People, although it's it's still separation. But once it's revealed, the mind knows it's there, you know, and talks about it and tries to objectify it. So that's happened. Do you know what I mean? And for me, exactly what you were saying is what I was doing over the years was sitting with it, but like I was saying, it was relentless. But it seems like I do what you're saying, I go on my own and I do all that, it's relentless. But it seems to, when I interact with people, that kind of person that you talked about comes out. It's more when I interact with people. When I'm on my own, I can really go into it. And I've felt all that pain. I have gone through tremendous pain, and I've sat with it for hours. And like you say, it's dissolved. But for me, it's just been relentless over the years.
But if you think about it, like how many years was invested into that illusion, it's not that many years that it's been undoing itself. Like I know it feels like it's many years and you're like, whoa, it's a long time. But even explore that thought, like where that thought goes to and where that thought comes from.
Oh, look, I mean, that's seen, like, you know what I mean? There's moments of that being seen, you know, it's clearly seen at times. It's like, it's totally seen, you know what I mean? Completely. And then you say you finish doing, you have to go out and then you have to interact with people, and then the contraction happens again, and then you're lost again, and then you go back and you do it again. So the hardest part is around people. But I'll be honest with you, I go to meetings for alcoholism, like, you know, and I sit there and I'm able to kind of look and see. I can sit there and it's just aliveness, you know what I mean? I can see it's a brilliant room, the whole room is alive, I can see it and I can be still. And then, but then when I start talking to people, that's trying to, you know, that person comes back to me talking about non-duality or what I know, that always comes back, you know what I mean? Trying to prove myself as, or something like that, you know. You know, so it seems to be the hardest around people. You know, on my own, I can go really deep into it, but when people are there, you know, but I do notice myself just becoming, you know, the watcher and just looking sometimes, but then gradually getting lost in a conversation, you know. So I suppose it's just going to continue like that until it does, you know, until it stops, you know, like, and, but that's great advice anyway, and I will do that, like, as much as I can. And is there anything I could do while I'm around people to kind of, I try my best to keep quiet, do you know what I mean? I think Papa G says, just keep quiet, you know, keep quiet, and not going to get into them sort of intellectual debates or what you know, try to just keep to the small talk maybe, or...
No, there's no advice. It's all happening perfectly. I would just if you can, I would explore what sensations you're having while you're speaking with them, if you can.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I'll do that, because it is more about the sensations anyway, you know.
Nice.
But I've taken up more of your time than
Thank you very much. Nice to speak with you again.
Yeah, listen, thanks, Lisa, and
thank you.
good luck with the rest of it anyway.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Oh, I'm delayed, am I? Confusing. I have to watch it back. I think it's to do, the delay is to do with having my headphones in and having the speaker through my headphones. Let me just try changing back to the other audio. Hello? Am I delayed now? Yeah, I'm just as delayed. La la la. La la la. That's just the way it is. I'm still delayed. What about if I try turning down my resolution? If I turned it down to 380. How's that? Is it really badly delayed? Let me listen here to the other audio. Hello? Hello? Does that better? Am I delayed now? How's that? Oh gosh, it's really bad now. Let's try this. Okay. Hey guys. Hello? Hello? Is it really badly delayed? Let me listen here to the other audio. Hello? I can't tell. If I put on mine to tell, it doesn't work. Okay guys, so I'm going to try stopping and starting my stream to get the audio to sync up again. And just stay with it and just look for me. I don't know where I'll be, but you might have to refresh your page or go back to my regular channel. Okay, bye. Hello. Hey guys. Your page or go back to my regular channel. Has that fixed it? I can't tell. Did that fix it? The other camera did bring it more into sync. Okay. Okay guys, so I'm just going to try and stop my stream again. If you lose me, then just refresh the page or look at my YouTube channel again. Hello? Is that better? I need to put one more light. I'm going to use my other camera. Maybe if I turn down the resolution more, it will help. Let me just try. It's in sync. It's my freaking expensive a camera. Freaking. So we're in sync again now. So it went. Looks right on now. Okay. So it seems to. Well, I'll look back over the YouTube and try to sort it, because my other camera is so much nicer. But yeah. It's the way it is. Okay. Yeah, it's good now. The whooshing is bad. There's whooshing sound. I don't know why there's whooshing sound. There shouldn't be. I don't know. I think that's to do with you, Phyllis. Hey, Jessie. Hey, Jennifer. I'm on the headset mic. I think. Yeah, built in, which is headset. It's when it's built in and I put the cable in, it goes to the headset. Tap it. Yeah, it's definitely this one. Hello. 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 It's definitely this one that's on. Is it going funny again? It's working. Cool. No, I'm not reading the YouTube comments. Yeah, I don't know what that is, Phyllis. I don't think it's here. Hey, Paul.
Hey,
Hey.
hey. So it's kind of unexpected that you called, but thanks for calling.
That's okay.
So yeah, I'm trying to I'm not sure kind of what the moment, but I've been feeling really depressed, and there are um people that want to. I was suggested to go on antidepressants,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of have very mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a really bad line, Paul. I'm really sorry.
so I'm really kind of, oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. Let's see if I can do anything about it. Let me turn off maybe the YouTube. That might help. Or maybe let's just do maybe audio. Uh,
Okay. Let me see. Let me turn off my video for you.
maybe audio here. Okay.
Your video's still on.
Okay. Here, let's try. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. It was really breaking up before.
Okay. Yeah, it must be the video then. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of, I've just been feeling very down for
Yeah.
quite a while,
Yeah.
and not quite sure, not quite sure how to deal with it. I mean, I know there's a lot of natural stuff out there, um, but I was suggested to maybe go on antidepressants, and I'm really mixed about it. Um, I really prefer to do something natural, but I've been feeling so low energy
Yeah.
that that I'm thinking that I would rather. I'm almost feeling like I'd rather do something maybe drastic or something different that works. I know there's stuff out there that's actually better than that, and I've actually tried in the past. I've tried something called ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Um, a couple years back, and that helped for quite a period of time. I only did that once in a group ceremony.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking, instead of going through this medical model of, where they try to push these drugs on you, I feel that maybe some of these natural substances that partially help you get past your ego they'll may assist to get through some of this depression. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just a little lost because I don't want to get stuck or ruin my brain on these, artificial substances.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
yeah, go
so
ahead.
just if you just shut your eyes, Paul, and just become aware of your body. So just become aware of your torso
Okay.
and your feelings of your body. And what is it that you would really like me to answer? And try to be genuine. Try not to just say, go into the ego, what you'd like to seem like or what you'd like to come across to as me. What would you really like me on a really deep level to answer you?
I'm wondering if having a hard time putting it into words. I'm just wondering if maybe if you know if maybe raising my vibration through different means can maybe might be the best route, or
So let's just go deeper than that. That's again the surface level. So just go deeper. So go and put your attention in your stomach. So just breathe into your stomach. And what is it you would really like me to answer? What would you love me to tell you? If you could have anything, if you can imagine anything, what is it you'd like me to tell you? Any answer, anything.
If trying to get over the ego or lessen the ego would improve my situation.
Oh no, I want you to answer as if you're me. So what I want you is, sorry, I'm not very clear sometimes. I would like you to tell me what you'd really like Lisa to say. Not like what you would like to hear from me like that, but like I would say, take the drugs or not take the drugs. What would you really like me to say? So you have to go really into your feelings.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty numbed out a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just numbed out, is it? You can't feel it. You don't have...
I'm just confused. It feels confused.
Yeah.
Confused.
So then you feel confused, so therefore what you do is you seek the answer in someone else. Because in your body you feel confused. And that's not a bad thing or a wrong thing in any way, but I'm just showing you how the seeker works. So you feel confused, so therefore you ask for the answer outside. But even if I were to tell you an answer, you'd still take it into yourself and be in a state of confusion. Because that's the way the story of you is going at the moment. Like you feel confused by everything.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't feel I can trust myself or rely on myself.
But that's exactly what you'll project onto other people as well. You go on the drugs, you'll doubt them, and you'll believe in them. You'll doubt them, you'll believe in them. It's your state of mind at the moment, so everything is confused. What is it you would like to happen?
Yeah. I think I feel that in my feelings, I feel there are natural ways that would work much better, that are not traditional. I feel that might be a better route to go. That's how I'm genuinely feeling. But I don't know where to go. And I feel that I can't trust my own feelings.
Yeah.
And I can't rely on my own feelings because they don't feel very that they're giving me accurate information. They're distorted.
Yeah. 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 I can hear it.
And it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm just drained. I'm tired of being stuck, so contracted.
Yeah.
It's it's taking all the life force out of me. I mean, this contraction is constantly there.
Yeah.
And I don't feel alive. And I'm really just want to get rid of the contraction. I naturally feel in my feelings that taking anything else will numb me out more instead of allow me to live, with a more vibrant, raise my energy.
It is all about becoming more alive, and the reason that you've become depressed, ultimately, like what the doctor says, there's a chemical imbalance. But the reason that there's been a chemical imbalance is because your parents have passed it on to you, but it's a pattern of cutting off from what you feel. And your parents will have genetically given it to you, and then they'll have taught you to keep cutting off. And then what happens is you become dead. In order to have motivation, you have to have passion to do something. And in order to have passion to do something, you have to feel alive. Like you have to feel your feelings, all of them, the good and the bad. Like I don't have to convince Khaleesi into hunting. She naturally wants to do it. But the thing is our whole society is like that. And some people manage to carry on working and being productive because they still believe that they're going to get love from their job, or that they're going to get love from having a certain amount of money. So they still have passion in that.
Yeah.
So what they're advising you to do is they're advising you to take the drugs in order to get the serotonin going again. Now, I'm not going to give you any advice on this because I can't. I'm not trained in that. I can't give you advice there. This isn't something that I can say do or don't do. In either way, it's impossible for me to say it. But what I can do is I can point out to what's an illusion and try to guide you back to who you truly are and to that freedom that's in you. And then eventually what should happen is the answer will begin to appear for you. The body will move in the right direction. If you do want an alternative natural therapist, my friend uses one that's American, who has OCD, I think, so she uses this natural medicine. But I can send you that link, but I'm not going either way, just so you have all the options around you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would be useful if you could send that link.
Yeah.
I'd be interested.
Yeah.
I'm also just based on maybe your experience in terms of natural ways or ways that you maybe to raise vibrations or just to get that life flow energy kind of.
I'm the opposite way round. I don't think that I need to give you something in order for you to be free. I think that I need to take things away. I'm like the horrible mother. Take away the minus program. So the way that I see it is that if you keep peeling away what's not true, then the freedom reveals itself, and that energy will dissipate. And if your body needs to go through a process of rebalancing itself chemically, then it will do that. But if you take away the illusion, then the body will naturally go in that direction, because all the illusory ideas will be removed. So I can point to you, that I can begin to show you, and this isn't going to be like, I can't say it all in one evening, but I can begin to show you how the illusion is appearing in your body. So at the moment, what happens is you feel contracted and tight, and what you feel on the surface level is confused. So your body is indicating to you confusion. So therefore what you'll do is you'll try to satisfy that confusion, but you'll never satisfy it, because the body and the mind are confused. So it will just keep reproducing confusion. So even if you find a conclusion about something, the body will keep coming up with being confused. And some people can go the whole life feeling confused and needing to follow others and needing to follow rules because they feel lost. It's a dynamic that appears, and it often appears, I think, when the feelings are very numb and cut off, because you're not having your natural impulses that's telling you which way to go. And it's so much more complicated than that, because when you begin to explore it, you'll begin to notice that there's victim in there, there's feeling vulnerable, there's afraid of feeling vulnerable, there's disempowerment, feeling disempowered to life. There's all these feelings that are underneath the confusion, and it just makes you feel stuck. And the way that I speak is that I think that you need to go into that confusion rather than trying to find a solution for that conclusion. On the surface level, you could make a choice between taking the drugs or not taking the drugs, or taking the natural remedy on the surface level. But I would recommend, while doing that, is that you examine what the confusion is and why it's coming up. I would say that most probably underneath that you feel very disempowered, and this disempowerment doesn't allow you to enjoy doing your work, and then by not working or by not enjoying your work you feel even more disempowered. I don't know, I'm not a therapist, but I tend to be very sensitive on energies, and I know I can't see you and I'm doing this totally blind, and I can't believe that I'm so bolshious to do this, and you're totally prepared, if it doesn't ring true, to chuck it out. But I would say that you will be experiencing a lot of pain in the top bit of your stomach, and you'll be feeling disempowered by life. And this is where your lack of energy comes, and this is the cutoff. And then on the surface you just feel confused because your impulses aren't moving the body, they aren't doing things, they aren't responding to things.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You can also argue, like I can imagine that I seem like quite a powerhouse. I'm like, you're disempowered, and then you're like, no, I don't. I feel empowered. So you're
no,
also...
I think you're spot on. I mean, I've been disconnected with, I've felt a lot of emotional pain in the solar plexus area,
Yeah.
and it's just.
And so this will be so deep then. If it is disempowerment, and I don't mean to push this on you, but let's just go with it for a moment. If it is disempowerment, then it will have more than likely started with when you were young, and you'll be able to see a lot of that disempowerment in relationships, in the way that you look at the world. And there'll be lots of other things. There'll be victim story coming and feeling not good enough, and ultimately it's down to lack. But you might notice that within relationships there's disempowerment. Often it always comes up in relationships, these sorts of things, these deep issues, or feeling disempowered to the opposite, I'm being assumptuous, I was going to say to the opposite sex, but to whatever partner that you have, like feeling disempowered to them, or feeling disempowered to your work situation, feeling disempowered by money. So even when you get money, you feel like in a way it's being taken away. And then when there's an identification with that, then what the person's trying to do is always trying to find power. But then by trying to find power, it always sees the disempowerment. So it builds this feeling smaller and smaller and smaller. And then it feels uncomfortable, so it just cuts it and makes it feel dead. And you don't know how to move. You just feel contracted ball of energy, and you don't even know how to begin to undo that. You know that when you were a child you didn't feel like that, and now you're like, society doesn't talk about this, it ignores it. If you're not happy, it's your fault. It says in the American, this is what society says in the American Constitution, that it's every human's birthright to seek for happiness. And so therefore, if you haven't found happiness, then it's something that you've done wrong. So society doesn't empower this way of thinking at all. It's your job to find happiness, and if you've not found it, then you're bad. So then it's another feeling crushed. Basically what waking up is, on the bodily level, it's the human becoming totally human and totally itself, whatever colour that might be. I'm not talking about an enlightened person that sits on a rock for the rest of its life, or meditates, or is really kind or compassionate. I'm talking about that body and its feistiness, like as a child. So if you were the leader, then you'll go back to being the leader. If you were the one that always, or this type of character, you'll go back to that. What the seeking's done, what the separation's done, what the illusion's done, is it's always taught you to not be yourself, to trust others. You can't trust yourself, trust others, to be someone else than you are, to try to be better. And so the illusory you becomes something that you don't even want to be. You don't even like the illusory you most of the time, but you've become somebody that the outside, your parents, and genetically there's an influence as well, has taught you to be. all these rules, and you've become more and more encased in it, rather than just acting and trusting that impulse. You know, when you feel empowered and when you're not separate, and that it begins to even out, and then the energy of the body becomes the energy of the body, you become yourself on a human level, then there's a sense of feeling power in yourself. Like you trust your feelings. You know, if you get angry and you shout at someone, that's what's meant to happen. And you trust it. It doesn't mean you don't apologize afterwards, and then afterwards you say, I'm sorry, but you trust yourself. But it's a natural thing. There's a natural trust that comes out, a natural conviction. It doesn't mean that you don't argue or get into messy situations, but there is a natural flow to it. And it's not questioning. The distrust, the confusion, all comes from always listening to the outside of what you should be. Always giving your power away. And this is in the separate story. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can resonate with that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really living in my head because so disconnected from the emotions, and I don't even know who I am on a genuine level. I'm never. It's hard to be genuine because I'm so disconnected from genuine emotions.
Yeah, and being genuine, what it is it doesn't mean a fixed character in the way. So it doesn't mean. So we sometimes think that what being genuine is a fixed person of what they're always like. But being genuine is being true to what's being felt in every moment. So, and another way you could say it is a collapse of that separate entity that's going in time. So collapse of that one that's trying to control in time. And then it just becomes as it is in the moment. It just is responding as it does in the moment. And that's the genuineness. That's being genuine. And it's not something you do. It's something that you are. That is your true essence. It's just covered by something that you've been taught you have to be. And a lot of the time in waking up, there has to be an exploration of what's not true. And this is really intense because the illusion is really strong because it's an energetical sensation. So you know now you feel all that tension in your body. That's the effect of feeling separate. That's suffering. And basically when you're yourself, you're totally present. There's total presence, and everything comes out of that presence, of that emptiness, of that boundlessness, directly, spontaneously from that boundlessness. So it just comes out. And it's not coming out for this removed image, that's this removed sensation of someone that's moving in time.
Yeah.
So right now, if you just shut your eyes and just move your attention up and down the body, and know that that person that's moving the attention, that one that feels like you that's moving its attention, isn't actually who you are. You're the stillness which that appears in. You're that aliveness which that person that's moving its attention's appearing in. But that person can move its attention if I say that, because it's like a responding robot. But that's not actually who you are. You aren't that small person that's moving the attention and feels like it's making choices. That's appearing in stillness. But while you feel identified, let that person just become aware of what it feels. So what's actually being felt right now? Try and describe to me on a very simple, basic level what's actually being felt in the body.
There's some anger.
Yeah? Where do you feel that anger?
Towards the around the stomach area.
Yeah.
Hopelessness.
Yeah. And where do you feel the hopelessness?
It's also around the stomach area.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a feeling or not, but just feeling like inferior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Like I'm just over, like something else is just this contraction. It's just so draining. It's
Yeah.
life draining. There's no life. It's just all contraction that I just want
Yeah.
to just sucking the energy out of everything.
Yeah. So let's go to that anger.
Yeah.
Can you feel that anger now?
A little bit.
Yeah. What's the most uncomfortable thing in your body at the moment? The overall contraction.
Just anger towards myself.
Yeah. What do you feel angry about?
It's just I think just this like of myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let it be there. I'm not going to ask you to expose any more because it's not a private session between us two. Even in a way it is because there's nobody else there. But just really go into that feeling of feeling the anger and the dislike of yourself, and let it be there 100%. Stop trying to keep it out. Just let it be there. Don't try and convince yourself of anything. Don't try and talk yourself out of it. Just allow yourself to be totally angry at yourself. And really, really go into that anger that you feel. Max it. And know that all of that is appearing in a stillness that's never affected. That person that's allowing that anger is appearing in stillness. It's not actually who you truly are. Who you truly are has always been free.
Yeah, I feel a little sense, a tiny sense of that. It's like my mind is really fighting.
Yeah. Is fighting the anger or fighting itself?
Fighting the feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, just say 100% yes to that feeling. The mind's like, no, no. Just totally let it in. You're allowed to be angry. And you're allowed to be angry with yourself. It's not even a you there to be angry with, but if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. And who you truly are was never affected, but just totally allow that anger to appear. It's all trying to keep it at bay that makes it so bad.
I'm so angry at the contraction almost. I'm like, just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm angry at this contraction. It's just frustrating.
Yeah. I think if you go
With
in...
it. It's like just a sense of peace, you know.
Yeah. But if you go into it, you'll begin to realise there's more things that you're angry with than just the contraction. And all that trying to compare it to something, like compare it to not having a contraction, just forget about it. Just be totally contracted now and totally angry for being contracted. None of it can really hurt you, but at the moment you fear it can, so therefore the separate you is pushing it away, trying to get away from it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to be around other people in this state.
Yeah,
I want to put on a facade or a happy face, or it's not acceptable
yeah,
to. And I want to be by myself. It's hard for me to explore this with other people around because of I feel shameful feeling this way. It's hard to feel like this, and around other people.
yeah.
So everyone's expecting, to be bubbly and upbeat and whatever.
But you know your image of other people, that's your own image, which you produce in order to make yourself small and wrong and bad. This is the illusion. This is the way the illusion works. There isn't ever other people there. If you don't think about them, if there's not this energetic feeling of other people, they don't exist. There's only boundlessness. So we create other people to make us a certain way. So suddenly your mind brings in the other people, and it's just not true.
Yeah, it's constant. If
Yeah.
I'm out and about, I am so thinking about other people or what they're thinking of me. It's
Yeah.
so constant.
And you basically, the reason the mind produces that in order to keep yourself small and disempowered. Because you can only be someone if there is a relationship to another. If there's no relationship to another, you can't be someone. So you produce both worlds. You produce the perpetrator and the perpetrated, the victim. This is why you have to keep exploring that feeling of what the feeling's saying and keep going deeper into it. So you feel angry at the contraction and you feel angry at yourself, and you can keep going deeper. I feel angry at life. You can find it though. Like try and find everything that you're angry with. Everything in your whole entire life that you've been angry with. Like let it come out. There's nothing to be afraid of. It feels like that, and it feels like there is a part of you that you have to reject and hide and push away. You'll always be haunted by it. They used to say in Buddhism, they used to say in Buddhism, it's like the cart after the horse, like the cart following the horse. So where you try to push away half of yourself, it haunts you. You're always afraid of it. You're always trying to get away from it. You're always trying to prove that you're not powerless, that you're not weak. And every time you try to, you feel more. The fixation goes onto it. You feel ashamed of what people think. You want to be another image in their imagination, but you're producing the idea of what they think. It's all in the story of you.
Yeah, I've been rejected in the past, and I closed down a big part of myself because I felt there was something inherently wrong, flawed with me, so I cut off from that.
Yeah. And that haunts you because you cut off from it, it haunts you. So just keep exploring those sensations. And you can say, like when you're by yourself, like say out loud how much that hurt you to be rejected. And what's the worst things about you, because there aren't bad things about you. There isn't good and bad, this is all made up, but what are the bad things that you think about you? And just let it out. Stop trying to hide from it and pretend it's not there. These thoughts tap away at you. You know, you're trying to produce this good image of yourself, and sometimes it's working and there's lots of pleasure, but these thoughts, because this is, while you're having a good image of yourself, the dark thoughts of the bad image of yourself are like knocking at the door. Let me in, let me in. So secretly, while you're producing a good image and putting all your effort into thinking highly of yourself, you secretly fear that you're bad and that there's something wrong with you. All the time it's happening like this. So if you feel like you're not lovable or not good enough or there's something wrong with you, then you might try super hard in relationships. And by trying all the time super hard to please the other, you're constantly reinforcing that you're not enough and that there's something wrong with you. And then in a way you begin to hate the other for feeling like that. You originally loved them so much and you wanted to give them, but then you begin to hate them for for having put so much energy in them and given to them so much.
Yeah. I'm getting a sense of that. I mean, I'm feeling a sense of that as well.
Yeah.
You know, the little bit that I'm able to feel,
Yeah.
I do resonate
Yeah.
with that as well. I do resonate with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much time, you know, from other people. So I kind of, this is more of the intellectual thing before I guess I'll let you go.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for
That's
your
okay.
help with that.
But also I would recommend to you
It's,
also, you know, going and getting checked out and seeing what you are deficient of. So I can send you this natural therapist, but you could also go to your doctor. That's your decision. But I would also check out what's going on in the body, because after years of living with that contracted energy, it is really unbalancing for the body. And there could be vitamins that help, or lots of different things that help you feel more energized. It's really stressful being somebody separate, especially if you've got very low self-esteem and lots of stories of feeling very disempowered.
yeah, I feel my health is gonna, if I keep doing this, my health is just gonna keep going down and down and down because of this.
Yeah.
It's gonna lead to nothing positive at all in terms of health. That's why I'm kind of feeling pretty desperate to try and get out of this, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've taken up yoga recently, just very recently. You know, try and maybe release some of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that sounds
I've
great for the body.
yeah, I have a hard time just being myself around other people, just feeling whatever I'm feeling around other people. It's very hard for me to do that. Like, I really have to be alone to go inside, deeply inside.
Yeah. That's okay. And then as you get more used to it, eventually it will cross over into feeling with other people. You'll become more and more prepared to be more vulnerable and naked with them. You don't
Yeah,
need to.
I've been hurt so much when I was like that in the past. I've learned to just close off from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just being vulnerable with other people is very hard for me right now. It's very hard.
Yeah. You don't need to push anything. Like, just spend some time alone looking at these feelings that come up.
Yeah. And the last thing I just want to kind of throw out there, this huge lack of connection is just like with from others, feeling disconnected from others is that lack of genuine connection is just so lonely, and it's just eating me up inside. It's making all this
Yeah.
so much more, you know, so much. It's creating a lot of this. It's not living, you know. It's creating a lot of this feeling of non-genuine joy, you know, not lack of life energy, because I always by myself, or when I'm with others, I'm not connected at all. You know, I just
It basically is homing in on the essence of separation is that total feeling of loneliness. What you've always been taught in life is that company is intellectual connection, is physical connection, but actually company is the collapse of feeling separate, and then everything is you, everything is that. And you feel disconnected because that's really tight at the moment. And so you're looking for the connection, but you can't find it because you're so cut off. And it's really terrifying, that feeling of feeling lonely, that you're in relationship to this big wide world and you're totally alone.
yeah, that's where I'm feeling so desperate to sort of. That's why I had the need to kind of maybe just talk to you at least to see, you know, get a little perspective on that, because it feels
It
so
might be a
desperate.
good idea if there's non-duality groups around in your area to go to them, because then you can speak to them about that.
Mm-hmm.
But also go to your doctors, get your health checked out, get to see what they recommend.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely do that. So,
Yeah, and I'll send you that link as well. But thank you for being
Okay.
so prepared to be so vulnerable and honest. Even though you have this feeling where you can't be genuine, there was this ability to be really vulnerable in this conversation and just say what you're feeling, which is really beautiful. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Thank
give
thank
yourself such
yeah.
a hard time. But that's the way of it when the seeker's there.
Yeah. Oh,
Sweet.
thank you. I
Thanks, Paul.
appreciate it. And yeah. And thanks again.
With pleasure.
I'll definitely re-listen to it again just in the future
Yeah.
to get that going too.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you. I'll
Thanks.
let somebody else
Okay.
be able to talk then.
Bye, Paul.
All right.
I think Phyllis, I think it's you. I really think the sound is on your end. I have nobody else complaining about the sound. Hi, Manuela. Hi, yeah. So Paul, there's a lady Manuela that's happy to send you some information. If you send your email, Paul, I can send it to her. What's your thought on deliberately bringing up old memories that I've felt embarrassed about and that I usually immediately suppress and instead just fully be with them? Yeah, Vinny, I think that's really beautiful. Not all the time, but to not let your mind make you afraid. So the mind, the way that it works, the way that the separation works, is it's always afraid of certain experiences, and then trying to get to other experiences. But you've got to go deeper. So in that moment when you're embarrassed and shame, you've got to bring it back to either lack or fear, because they're the first two emotions that the separate self feels. So if there's something really embarrassing, you've got to take it back to that lack that you feel by not being loved or liked. And I think it's a good way for it to come out of the body, personally. But you might find other techniques that work for you. But this is what I find a lot of people, seekers, get stuck on, is that they're trying to avoid themselves, even in non-duality. And non-duality is really beautiful as well, but there has to be a collapse back into yourself. So that seeker has to stop running. And so I find this quite a nice technique that's like allowing people to let this stuff come up and not avoid it, because you listen to non-duality and you hear that there is something else that's experiencing this, something that's boundless and free, and then what you do is you use that as a way to try and suppress again. So you feel so a feeling comes up and you go, yes, but there is nobody, and then you push it away again. It's full-on feeling, it's letting it be fully there. Oh yeah, guys, and I just wanted to tell you, just while I remember, is that after this, a friend of mine is speaking on Ustream or something. Her name's Lisa Lennon. So you can look for her, just look her up, Lisa Lennon, on Facebook or on YouTube. You might enjoy that. You get them 4 hours of non-duality. So Paul, if you're listening, please send your email. Let me just try and find him. If I don't do this now. That's really beautiful. That's so lovely that that people, you were saying that you felt disconnected and no connection, and then people come and they want to help. It's really beautiful. Hey Jake. Yeah, you see that the separate self, it's so simple the way it works. It's always trying to tell its high story. So it's always trying to say, you know, like, so say if it feels confused, like Paul did. So it then tries to, should I do this? Should I do that? I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's always trying to look for a solution to its confusion out in the flow. But if it just goes backwards the other way, it sees that there is a sense of confusion and it's trying to find the end of confusion out there, but it never will. No matter what it finds, it feels confused again. So what's underneath the confusion? And then you'll get deeper and deeper. You might find this powerlessness under the confusion, hopelessness, desperateness, and then you feel lack and you feel afraid of this world. And this is the core of what the identity feels. So it has these two primary feelings, lack and fear, and then it makes up all these stories. It's like building blocks. So then it looks for the end of lack in the flow. It looks for love in the flow, and it gets rejected in the flow. So then it feels unloved. So then it tries to look not feel unloved. So then it tries to seek power, and then it begins to emphasize feeling powerless because it's looking for power out there, all the ways to find power, so it feels powerless, and it becomes a pattern. Just like if you hit a dog every day, eventually the dog is afraid of everything. It's a pattern that the person builds up, and the identity's first two primary feelings are I'm not enough, I'm not lovable, and fear, I'm afraid. And it's not that you don't have lack or fear ever again. These are all emotions having a relevance, but they don't create an identity that's trying to avoid itself. So I can still feel fear, and I still have fear that comes up in patterns, but it's not an identity that's trying to create a story and find the answer in the flow. So Shirley says, "Hi Lisa, I'm somewhat surprised to find myself here watching you, as it seemed that last Wednesday I had consigned you to the heap of spiritual seekers who turn out to be assholes. Lolo, it's a big heap. It's also funny and wonderful. Anywho, just wanted to say hi and share my funny." I know, it's so funny the way that these things come up. That's the way it is. Okay, I'll take another caller. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Lisa.
Hi.
Can you see me?
I can't see you, no. I can see a picture of you, a GM.
No?
You just have to turn the volume off of YouTube, or turn YouTube off, whichever one.
1 second, I'm doing.
of you, a GM.
Now, is it okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I
How are
can't.
you?
Yes, I'm very good, thank you.
You can't. hear
Alango,
me?
stop calling. You're going on the middle of my screen. I can't see GM.
Can you see me now?
No, I can't. I can just see a picture GM.
I don't know. I am not visible.
Yeah.
But I can see you.
Okay. We can hear you. Hello? He's totally gone now. Hey, Beth. Hey, GM. Hey.
I'm visible.
Oh
I can
dear.
see you.
I know I just made a mistake and I just showed everyone Skype again. Oopsie. Oh dear. I'm just learning this new thing and I just shown everybody Skype stuff.
Okay. So can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Can I ask my question?
Yeah, you can ask your question.
I have a question
Yeah.
related to sex.
Oh, very nice. It's exciting.
Actually, I am often trying to go inside to seek the source. Are you hearing?
Huh?
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Just wait a minute, I will put the headphones on, then you will hear me better.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah. So my question is,
Yeah.
after reading Eckhart Tolle
Yeah.
for 3 years, I have heard almost every lecture of him, every video, whatever he says, and it helped me to evolve a lot.
Yeah.
And now I am in such a point after reading Ramana Maharshi and listening to his videos and listening to his talks, or David Godman, who wrote book
Yeah.
after him. So the thing is, the mind says, like I'm trying to go inside now. It's simple, I mean, very obvious that I won't find the source immediately, right?
Yeah.
And then
Well, you'll never find the source, actually.
Because, yeah, I am the source.
Yeah.
The consciousness which I'm speaking is trying to find myself.
Yeah.
So the point is, whenever I'm going inside or try to go inside, I can calm my mind to quite a great extent. But the point is, after doing that, no, since mind will again come back
Yeah.
after some time. So it is some kind of a failure.
Yeah.
So because of that, ego thinks, oh, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
I should not try to seek the source, or it will, like, I will, first of all, I never want to do any meditation. I want to find the source in a simple way, like he
Yeah, but you
asks.
can't find the source. You've got to look to see what you as the seeker are really seeking for. And what you'll see that you as the seeker is really looking for is not the source. What you as the seeker is looking for is love and the end of fear. And that seeking game will go on as long as that illusion stays in play, as long as it stays unconscious, that the seeker is only seeking for love and the avoidance of fear. So it doesn't care about the source, it doesn't care who it truly is. It cares about not feeling fear, it cares about getting love and not feeling fear. So to me, trying to stay with the source or look for the source is going the wrong way round. That's the seeker trying to escape everything. It's the other way. The source is there in the seeker, like not in the seeker, but in that seeking energy. It's there, it's always there in whatever's appearing. But the seeking energy says it's in the next moment. It's looking in time, it's looking in form to try and find home. But it's here in what's happening.
That is correct. For example, I will go in front of you within. So I will keep asking myself questions regarding this time. So who is seeking, or whatever the mind is telling me the story, I will ask myself to whom the story it is appearing. I mean, to whom it is relevant. So finally, I will ask myself who is aware of all that. That I can see that it is myself, the I. But even then, since the inquiry is not complete, so somewhere I will drop it. When I will come back, ego will be there. Do you agree?
What difference does it make if I agree or not?
That is correct. But the thing is, after some time, my mind will tell me, okay, let's watch something. It will eventually take me to...
But the thing is you're looking the wrong way. You're trying to find the answer out there. You have confusion, so therefore you're trying to find it in a permanent thing. You're trying to grab hold of the source, but you've got to go into the confusion. I feel confused. Therefore, I'm trying to seek the end of confusion. I'll never find it when I try to seek the end of confusion. So right now, shut your eyes. What do you feel?
Right now, I'm feeling nothing, but I'm thinking like you have less time to talk to me. Last time also I talked in similar manner, because I was speaking very fast with you. Because I never called you before, no?
Yeah.
So I don't know how it goes.
Okay.
In similar way, I can similarly feel.
Yeah.
Like hurry.
Yeah, you don't have to hurry. But just feel. Oh, there's an echo coming. Did you take your headphones out?
No.
Are they working?
My room is closed. No?
Sorry?
My room is fully closed. Should I open it?
No, but just make sure that your headphones are in working.
Yeah, they are working.
Yeah?
They shouldn't be working.
Yeah, they're working. Let me just go back to this other one because it's an echo happening. Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Oh, it stopped now. Okay. That's okay. I've fixed it. Okay, so go into your body. So in your torso, you feel nothing.
I can feel the vibration in my back.
Yeah?
Sensation of the body.
Yeah? You can
which is the inner body.
Yeah. And does your body feel comfortable or uncomfortable?
It is more or less comfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're comfortable, but your mind is seeking.
Right.
So that can't be right.
I'm agreeing to you. You are saying. I'm saying yes.
Yeah. So go into your body feelings a bit more.
Okay.
So
I
what
can
do you
feel
feel in your tummy?
nothing much.
What about in your chest area?
It is also fine.
Yeah. What about in your throat?
Throat is also fine. There is some tension here
Yeah.
in this forehead. Yeah.
Okay, in the forehead there's some tension. But this isn't, but then in your thought processes, your thoughts are trying to get answers. So you
Yes,
feel
absolutely
you
right.
happy or excited?
Nothing. Neither excited nor happy.
Right.
Nor sad also.
But your thoughts are coming up with a seeking energy.
Yes.
And what is it that you would really like in the seeking, like the thought level?
Can you rephrase your question?
What would you really like? On a thought level, what's your goal?
To have no thought.
Why would you like no thoughts?
Only then I can see myself, no?
Why do you want to see yourself?
I can even see myself, the one who is speaking to you. I am aware of that.
Yeah.
It is like awareness is aware of itself.
Yeah, but why does the
But even-
seeker want to find awareness?
I want a permanent shift
Why?
because I am tired of again identifying with my ego.
Why? You don't feel that in your body. You feel nothing in your body. So where is that tiredness that you're seeking to escape? Where do you feel that?
It's here in this forehead.
In the forehead.
Mostly what happens, I mean, now it has been reduced to quite a large extent. I mean, whenever I'm going, now I am within, I'll even, suppose I'm not talking to you, I will go even much deeper. So after that, what happens, like I will stop after 30 minutes or 45 minutes, or I don't have any specific time for this, but then I will come back, I will see something on YouTube, then eventually it will take me to watching some girls, porn, these kind of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been reduced quite a lot. Actually, I'm doing this, watching these porn kind of things from childhood.
Yeah. The reason it happens is one level because the body, naturally, you're a young man, has urges to find a mate. But the other reason it happens is because you're trying to cut off. You're trying to numb yourself out from the experience, and this is a quick fix. This quickly fixes you. It gives you an experience. It shifts the energy. It makes you more aware of your body. It brings you down in your body.
Yes.
Out of the tension. But when you're seeking for home, when you're seeking for freedom, you've got to become, as a separate person, you've got to become aware of and be honest about what you're really seeking for in the moment.
Okay.
So rather than keep looking for home or keep looking for that stillness, be honest about what the person's actually feeling in that moment. But it's really hard when you've not been used to that, when you've only been used to fixating on getting. Because even now, spirituality's become another getting for you. It's become another getting to stillness, getting awareness, getting enlightened. But it's not about that. Forget about that. It's about becoming genuine. And in that, when you become genuine as a person, that light of who you truly are will be there. The more that you seek for the light, the more that you seek for freedom, the more it will escape you. So the only way home is in the experience, is what actually happening, rather than the seeker builds up all these levels and then leaves in this tight bound timeline. So it's going into the actual experience, and in the experience is the freedom, not out of it, not in trying to get to stillness. Where's the stillness? Where's the consciousness? But also it's got to be pointed out that you are that freedom, that you are that boundless freedom that's here right now. But on the seeker level, all you're interested in is trying to get love. So when you're watching the porn videos, what it's about is trying to get love, trying to feel complete. And by that physical sensation, there's a moment of that pleasure, when you have the pleasure of it, where you totally forget yourself. Yeah?
Yeah. So when the last time I called you, you asked me what you feel bored, and it is the kind of lack.
Yeah.
So I explored it a little bit,
Yeah.
and it told me that since I'm not enlightened, so there is lack.
Yeah.
On the level of form, I don't need anything. I mean, I'm not saying this from my ego. I have a deep realization. I'm not going to marry in my life. I do not want a life like other people. Right now, I'm doing PhD here. I don't know how long it is going to be. I'm going to do PhD. I don't know if I will be able to complete it or not. I mean, for me, there is no future at all. I don't think about future. But yeah, on the other hand, there are some responsibilities on me. One thing, I have to educate my younger brother. For that, I'm trying to do something. And the other thing, I have to build one home. That's all. That home, I don't need it for myself. I need it for my parents.
Yeah, but in the moment you'll be seeking. Even if on the greater grand scheme of things you're not seeking, in the moment you're seeking. You've got to become aware of the sensations. In the moment you're just living on the surface level of what you're getting, what you're looking for. Become aware of what's actually happening. Lack is wanting love. How it manifests in the seeking world is wanting love.
Actually, I don't feel at all a need for love. The thing is, I feel too much love and I feel no lack. I mean, I don't need anyone's attention or anyone's lover or my girlfriend. I don't need anyone.
Yeah.
But the sense is, since I'm not able to, I am able to touch. If I will say it and I'm not able to touch, that's false. I am able to touch and I can touch it anytime.
What, the love?
The love and this, I can feel the source anytime. I can calm myself anytime. But there is identification again comes in. Since I'm not enlightened or I'm looking for it, I have stopped almost like I used to read books, no?
Mm-hmm.
Power of Now, New Earth, and many other books I have read on spirituality. Now I have stopped them because I don't feel any inner urge to read them anymore. And I also stopped listening to YouTube, like listening to Eckhart's video. I don't listen it that often. I have stopped almost listening to Munji because what I can feel is the thing that I want to know, I can only experience is if I will jump into it. It's like I'm not want to stand on the shore of the sea anymore. I want to dip into it.
Yeah. What keeps you back is either lack or fear.
Yes, there is some fear is there. It is like something whenever I'm trying to go inside, I feel like I will fall down or something, like I will feel like someone will pull me inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or it's like, I don't know, it's surely the fear of ego.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to go beyond it.
You have to go into it, into the fear, into the lack. Keep being honest about what's being felt.
Right now my whole body is shivering, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just the energetical. There's so much energetical stuff happening, even over the computer. It was last night. I really there's so much energy happening. But last night or a few nights ago, I forget. But I was talking with someone, and I began to feel physically everything that they were feeling. It's so interesting. It's so beyond our ability to interpret it.
Okay, I have taken blanket.
Whereabouts in India are you? You're in Pune.
Yeah, I'm from Pune.
It should be nice and warm there now, no?
Yeah, it's raining outside, I guess.
Oh, it's raining. Oh, that's nice. It's always nice when the rains come.
Yeah.
So it's about going in. And also when you're watching the porn videos, go into what you feel there, what you're trying to get out of them. Just stop for a moment and see what you're trying to get out of them. If you can just remember to stop and see that urge for them.
Actually, this is since mind knows only pleasure, it wants me take to the highest peak point, and then I will come back. I know whatever comes, it goes.
Yeah.
So because of that, I have almost stopped it. Even right now, I have like videos in my mobile, 2, 3, 4, I don't know number of, I think 4, but I'm not watching them. And I think from 3, 4 days, I have not watched them. The thing is, if I take myself to like 1 or 2 years back, then there was a time that I was not even able to keep them in my phone, because I knew if I will keep in my phone, I will immediately get a thought and I will run toward it.
Yeah.
But this is not happening now.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. It's not a bad thing to do, though. The sexuality is part of being human, but can become addictive, and it can become a way of cutting off and numbing out.
And I don't even express my feelings. Whenever they come, I do something.
Oh, you do? Yeah. I would try and go into your feelings and see what's there, and go into the bodily sensations.
But I want to transcend all of that.
You can only transcend it by going in, not out. And why
That
do you
is
want
right.
to transcend it? Explore why you want to transcend it. This is where the juice is. Not the imagination of transcending it. The juice is the explore the one that wants to get away from life.
This thing, like I have figured it out almost like 4, 5 months before. I wrote also in one of my diary. I have stopped writing even that. In the diary, I actually this started in very childhood. I used to masturbate a lot,
Yeah.
and then I used to like do it 3, 4 times in a day.
Yeah.
Then I moved to like BSc third and in graduates.
Yeah.
And after reading The Power of Now, this is almost reducing, and I don't do this masturbation. Don't do it.
Yeah.
But urge comes.
Yeah.
Usually it comes, and it takes me to the videos or something. Then it happens.
Yeah. So just keep exploring all those urges.
Yeah, the thing is, actually, the thing I actually lost the track. I wanted to tell you about the diary. I wrote it in the diary.
Yeah.
From the childhood, I had an image in my mind of a person, to be a person who never masturbates, like that. It came from the society or something, like, oh,
Yeah.
these people don't do, oh, this should not be doing,
Yeah.
this kind of thing.
Yeah. Which isn't true at all. We are sexual beings, and there's nothing wrong with sexuality. But I really don't, I haven't got much experience of being a man in India, so I'm a bit ignorant about.
Yeah.
I've been to India many times, and I know that it's a very taboo subject, and there's a lot of sexual repression, and but yeah, it's totally okay to do. The problem with watching porn videos is that it gives you a fake image of sex, and it makes it more about imagery than connection. So then you'll find it harder to connect with women. Like, there's nothing wrong with watching porn as well, but if you watch it regularly, it's like a very distorted view of sex and intimacy. It just becomes about imagery, and it's quite aggressive, a lot of the porn that's out there as well, which again isn't wrong, and every so often that isn't bad, but if you're regularly watching that, it's a bizarre conditioning that men go through of their opinion of women and the way to treat a woman. And the way to connect with a woman. They're not taught that intimacy and that connection. But you might find, if you have got a strong sexual energy, you might find reading Tantra or exploring Tantra might be a really beautiful thing, because there's nothing wrong with sexual energy. It's a really beautiful expression.
I have tried to explore Tantra, but it didn't work. I told you, na?
Yeah.
My mind is something like, now it tells me, don't do anything. Stop outward movements. Don't try to find anything now.
Okay.
Just go within.
Yeah. Nice.
All answers are there.
Yeah, that's true. Nice.
And also, after watching these porn videos and these kind of things, they are not affecting me. I mean, I also have a girlfriend now, I told you last time.
Yeah.
But actually, she doesn't allow me to do any of these kind of things with her.
Yeah.
And what I want to say is, but our relationship is very beautiful. I don't demand anything from her. I don't ask her to, okay, do it with me, or I don't get upset with her, okay, you should be doing this with me, and why you don't do with me. These kind of questions don't arise to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say to her, why don't you let me do? But I'm not feeling, I mean, I don't, it's like, inner urge appears sometime, thought will come, it will ask me, okay, say to her like that.
Yeah.
I will say to her, but it's not like forceful or insisting her again and again do this, or I will do something like, I mean, that is not appearing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Demand is not there, but sometimes inner urge comes and I will tell her.
Yeah.
And she's also since on the same path.
Yeah.
So she also allows me to express myself.
Yeah.
But she doesn't let me do anything with her, because she tells me, because we all, I mean, we know each other, and we think like life doesn't go the way we think. In case we couldn't marry, then maybe her parents are going to marry her with someone else. Then since it's in India, so
Yeah.
everybody, I mean, the usual people, unconscious people, they think like woman should be pure, she should be virgin,
Yeah.
these kind of things, the images they have. Then she thinks maybe in future my marriage will spoil or something.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be doing these kind of things.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's very difficult for a woman in India. So this is, I can understand that as well. Nice, but I would just keep encouraging to go into what you feel. It sounds beautiful what's happening, but it's coming to the end of the stream now. I know last time I spoke to you at the end, but it's now like 8:30, so I think we'll be doing 2.5 hours. But it's so beautiful, and thank you for being so open and honest and willing to put yourself out there and expose yourself. And we can talk more another time, because there's so much we could talk about, but just keep always going in. It's there.
Okay.
The freedom's there, and don't avoid feelings. I don't
Okay.
know anything. But thank you so much. Nice to speak with you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh. So thanks guys, I think it's been all men tonight, and you've all been so willing to expose yourself and to be open and honest, and I thank you so much for calling in. It's really beautiful to see. Yeah. So I will be streaming again on Wednesday, so if you didn't get your question answered, then you can speak on Wednesday. But the isness is your nature, that amness is your nature, so it's not something that you can get from out here. But I'm not saying don't watch the videos, but it's here, it is. It's the nature, it's behind all things. But thank you very much. Bye guys.